Let's talk about trust, baby. Let's talk about you. Just kidding. Just wanted to get your attention. Let's get right into the video. Let's talk about trust for a second. Let's understand human beings and how we are impatient, because that's an important part of it. It's both bad and good. Now, the bad aspect of impatience is that we want to get some sort of result, and we sometimes take shortcuts in order for us to get to that result, and that causes a detour. We don't want to be too impatient. But then on the other side, impatience can be good because we want some sort of result before we die. I mean, come on. Can we get that, please? And so as a result, we might get results within 10 years. You can achieve anything in a 10-year period, and in 2025, you can make massive progress towards those 10-year goals that you might have. So if you see, impatience can have a good aspect to it, and that's why we talk about speed. Okay? You can only get speed if you have some part of impatience in you. And we want to discuss about trust, and trust creates speed. Now let's talk about trust and how that will create speed for your income and net worth. If you have the trust of other people, things will speed up real quick because of this one sentence. Personal development is a team sport. If you have a team of collaborators around you, that's going to allow you to go farther than you would have been able to do on your own. You need other people. Why do you do that? It's because they are the ones that are paying you for a win-win situation that you created. If you do not create a win-win situation, how did you get income? How did you get wealth? You did it because you actually provided some form of goods or services for people to benefit from. Now, people that don't create those goods and services for people to benefit from are creating a lose situation, basically, because long term it's going to catch up with you as well if they pay you and then they felt scammed, or it was created a situation that they didn't want. That's going to eventually come back to you, which is the detour that I mentioned in the beginning. However, if you develop a skill set in a specific industry and niche that causes people to get some value out of them working with you, now we're creating trust. That's awesome. Over time, this trust will lead to you having either 1,000, 100, or 10 raving fans. Now, let me explain to you the raving fans concept, because it is totally and utterly scalable to get you everything in life that you desire. If you had 1,000 raving fans and you had a skill set that produced goods or services to create a win-win situation for other people, and they were willing to give you a profit after the cost of goods and services of $100 each per year, you got 1,000 of those people that trust you, that result would become a 6-figure salary for you. If you have 100 people, you would need to create a profit of 1,000 from each of those people, still 6 figures. If you have only 10 people, then you need to create a profit of 10,000 from each of those clients per year in order for you to get 6 figures. So you want to be able to create that as soon as possible. Trust equals speed. So we want to get you to get as much trust as possible from as many people as possible fast. How do we go about doing that? That's what I'm explaining in this video. So there's 2 aspects to trust. That's all you need. If you become really, really good at those 2 aspects of trust, then that's going to allow you to get those 10, 100, or 1,000 raving fans. What is it? Number 1, it is the most important, but it accounts for only 20% of the trust aspect. I wish that it was 50%, but it's not. And that one aspect, that one part of trust is good intentions. What does that mean? It means that you are actually seeking out a win-win situation. It is the core of trust. The good intentions, making sure that everyone benefits from this transaction. This will allow you to gain more people in the future, because if people know you have good intentions and you show that integrity and those moral values and those ethics throughout your conversations and throughout the lifeline of the entire product and service lifetime, right? Of you serving them and giving them what they want and need because they've paid you for it, that will allow you to receive referrals in the future from those same people. And you will also keep those people as a natural result because they know that you care about them because you've got good intentions. It is such a humongous important thing to have ingrained in your system. Unfortunately, it's only 20% part of it. The 80% is competence. You have to develop competence in your field and in solving whatever problem that the people that are paying you or want to pay you or who you want to have paid you, you must have competence to solve their problems. Without competence, you are incompetent. And when you're incompetent, you are powerless, okay? You are a noodle. You can't do squat for anyone, no matter how good your intentions are. You have no utility, none whatsoever. You can be a good intentions guy that are like, I'll help you out with this, but if you are just not moving or a slow learner or you simply can't get around to it because you don't have priorities straight or you're diversified, it don't matter if you've got good intentions. You have to get really, really good at the competence aspect. So how do you go about doing that? It's called investing the hours in your specifically chosen industry and niche, because the riches are in the niches, in order for you to develop that competency. How do you do that? Okay, so think about it. I have this concept. It takes 20 hours in order for you to get proficient in doing a specific skill set. If you do something for 20 hours, you're pretty much going to be better than 80%, maybe even 90% of the entire human population in that one skill, because most people have probably never done that for 20 hours straight with intention trying to get better at a specific skill. Most people are sleepwalking, so it's easy to compete against them. So as a result, the 20 hours is a very good start. Get to your 20 hours as fast as possible. But beyond the 20 hours, if you can get 100, oh my gosh, things are progressing. If you get to 1,000 hours of a specific skill set, and you've taken care of that, you will now have probably reached financial freedom in your space. 1,000 hours. If you haven't learned sales and marketing, it might require you to actually do that as well, unless you pair up with someone who has 1,000 hours in sales and marketing. So if you have a skill set that's not sales and marketing, you probably won't have your freedom after 1,000 hours unless you connect yourself to a system or people who have that experience. So it might take you 2,000 hours to get your financial freedom because you got to get good in your skill set, but you also need to get good in sales and marketing in order for you to market those skills, right? But as you notice now, time and intention in using that time wisely is the only thing you need in order for you to become competent at a specific skill set, so that you can solve other people's problems efficiently and effectively. If you become the most competent person that someone knows, then whenever someone asks that person, oh yeah, you need help with that? Go and talk to Joseph about that because he is the most competent person I know in that specific niche. When you get to the point where you have 100 people that know about you and you are the most competent in that specific field, now 100 people are telling people about you. If you manage to spread your information even more wide, then you have 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people. The more proficient you become in your specific skill set, your specific industry, your specific niche, you're going to become famous in that specific niche because you are the best out there in it. Eventually, as a result of so many people demanding your time and skill set and you having good intentions of wanting to help other people, you will eventually get to the 10,000 hours And that, my friend, will lead you to becoming elite in the world at your skill. And if you have become elite in the world at your skill set and other people know about it, it's been marketed and people have marketed that, and you've been able to sell that skill somehow, either through someone else selling it to others or you selling it to others, you've solved the financial equation for the rest of your life. And you only need one skill set. It can be in one specific skill. The problem is that we as humans very often want variety, and as a result, we want other skills. And as a result, we need to put in another 1,000 hours, right? So it's always awesome to learn sales and marketing because you can connect that to any skill in the future that you want to get better at. And now you're able to market that skill to the world the right way. And you'll never have a lack of money, ever. This is what competence does. And it's powerful. It gives you a sense of ability and utility. And as a result, it gives you confidence that no matter where you go in the world, no matter what happens, a financial collapse happens, as long as you've got something that the market has a demand for, and they'll pay money willingly for it because it solves a problem. And the vast majority of the time, I do not recommend entertainment to be the thing that you develop the skill in, because how useful is it really for people? Okay? It might solve a problem in the now, but if there's a lot of problems in the world, like, you're not going to get far with entertainment. I'm just saying, okay? So you might have to develop some other skill sets other than entertaining people. Although that is a very powerful skill set if used in conjunction with leadership and other skill sets of, like, for example, selling something or marketing something, because then you can do sales and marketing for other people. Do you get what I'm saying? It's all connected. But you want to have that confidence, the grounding of understanding that if you put in your hours into this, it's going to work out. So let's recap for a second. It is massive commitment level. That is the key. 2, create the hours necessary to develop competency in your specific industry and niche. And that is going to lead to massive confidence in life and in your specific industry, because you are the main person that everyone sends your way to solve their specific problem in that specific field and industry. That's it. Now, you only have to figure out how to increase your commitment levels. And that is basically researching the why within. Why do you want to become the best in the world at that specific thing? Why do you want to serve other people and actually have good intentions? Because if you do that, you will now finally be trusted amongst everyone. Not only by having 10 or 100 or 1,000 raving fans, but if you become the best in the world at your specific thing, you can have endless amounts of people coming to you to solve their problem, and that will make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. Thank you so much for watching. I want you to subscribe and like and DM me on Instagram, Joseph.ONTRACC with 2 C's. I'll see you guys in the next one.